the Magdalen Manuscript, the Alchemies of Horus, and the Sex Magic of Isis by Tom Kanyon and Judi Sion. Tom's introduction to the Magdalen Manuscript. I closed my eyes and entered a light hypnotic trance. Immediately, a being appeared in my mind's eye and announced that she was the Magdalene herself. She began to dictate the manuscript you now hold in your hands. Over many sessions, she spoke with an undeniable clarity and urgency. Every word was precise, and the feeling in the room during these sessions was electric. Now, several months later, as I look at the manuscript with a critical eye, I am struck by several things. The first is a personal dread at adding to the glut of channeled Becca's. That's the last thing any of us need, I tell myself. But the material is like nothing I have ever seen. As a student of internal alchemies for over 3 decades, I have been fascinated by the similarities as well as the differences between the world's alchemical traditions, and I have made it one of my personal quests to experience a vast array of alchemical methods for transforming and elevating consciousness. From this perspective, the techniques offered by the Magdalene are quite extraordinary. As a spiritual pragmatist, I have always tried everything myself. If it works, I keep it. If it doesn't, I toss it out. I have personally used the techniques Magdalene describes, and they work. They work extraordinarily well. In fact, I can honestly say that practicing them has enhanced all of my other alchemical practices, regardless of the lineage from which they come. All of this led me to one final logical conclusion. For those fellow students of alchemy, for those seeking deeper experiences of spiritual transformation, and for those who desire sacred relationship, this material may well prove invaluable. For this reason, I have decided to release the manuscript. There are still some problems for me. I am stickler for accuracy, and there is no way to verify if the story is true or not. There are so many versions of the Magdalene legend, and it happened so long ago. I suspect we will never know for sure, at least from an objective point of view. I found the story Magdalene painted during the sessions extremely evocative. Parts of it I still do. However, the bulk of the story is, to me, just another story. Could be true, could be false. As a person firmly anchored, some would say marooned, on the shores of logic, I can't say whether the story is true or not, and this disturbs me. But I can say that the methods she shares and the insights she offers are extraordinary. And so, for me, as I sorted through the manuscript, I put the story back in the river and kept the methods. I ask you to do the same. Read this with your own heart and mind. Keep what is of value for you and leave the rest. I realize that this book may very well be controversial in many circles. Still, I think it right to release this manuscript into the world. If it does nothing more than get us to question the various issues it brings up, then I think the book's existence will be justified. It is, after all, a time for all of Christendom to question its misappropriation of the feminine. For those seeking a deeper understanding of internal alchemy as a means to transform consciousness, I believe the material unquestionably stands on its own. During my rereading of the manuscript, a funny thing happened. So, get this. Here, I was looking at the material with a rational and critical mind as I considered whether to publish it or not. Isis appears to me. Yes, Isis. She asked me to finish the book as soon as possible. What's a guy to do? The Island of Powers, The Cyclops Grace, August 2001.